In this video, we're going to try our Bourbon Merlot. I'm Greg.
I'm Julie, and we're the Crafty Winers. So we are doing a few taste tests. We're going to keep putting out more taste tests as we do it, but we thought it would be fun to have guest stars on our show here. Look, I'm calling it a show already. We got cameras
So
and a
to
light,
speak.
and it's a show. Podcast is coming next. So we've got our daughter here with us today to help us taste these wines and give her thoughts on them. So we're gonna bring her on out here.
We just did a taste of our whiskey Merlot, so this is the second one that we're tasting on this tasting night. So this Merlot we're calling the February of 2024 Bourbon Merlot. It's only 3 weeks old. Like I explained in our other video, we've got a couple wines that we're tasting that are intentionally quite young. We're experimenting, we're trying to see what kind of adjustments we need to make. And honestly, I don't think either of us are patient enough to wait a year to taste them to see what adjustments we need to make. So,
Oh, we'll do that on one at least.
well, some of this is going to be aged for a year, most likely, unless we decide that we just want to drink it, and that's okay too, right? So,
Of course, it's okay.
it's 3 weeks old. We started it on the 13th of February, 2024. Right now is the 8th of March. Initial gravity was 1.080, so it wasn't a real sugarful, but we knew we were adding bourbon to it, so we didn't really want it to have 15% wine alcohol and then add bourbon to it. I think we're going to be good. Final gravity was 0.998, which gave it an 11% ABV. And then we added Maker's Mark bourbon to it. Again, it's going to be a little bit higher than 11%. We didn't test it. It might be interesting to test it again, but we're not prepared to do that in this video. So to see what it ended up at, and we don't know that we're going to like it. So we may decide that we want more, and then once we're happy with the recipe, then it makes sense to test to see what the final is with the added bourbon. The last time we tasted this, because we tasted it at basically 2 weeks, we said that it had very little bourbon. So
Yeah.
we added a little bit more bourbon to it at that time. So this is going to be the first time with this quantity of bourbon that we've tasted it. I think we both liked it, although I didn't say that in my note. So if you haven't watched our video on batch notes, this is a batch note. So it's got every little time we test, every time we add, every time we change, anytime we vary from our base recipe, which in this case is just our Merlot recipe with bourbon infused in it. We're going to make an entry on the note. So I'll be doing that actually tonight. Because thank God it is actually at night. We're not doing this in the morning.
We reserved the wine tasting for the evening hours.
Yeah, the whiskey is tomorrow morning. So didn't want to do it 2 nights a night. And then that's just too much.
That's too much.
This was Williams concentrate. I didn't mention in our whiskey Merlot that was also Williams concentrate. It was the concentrated juice that we started with. It comes in a big box that's good for 5 gallons worth of wine. So we actually made 5 different gallon batches out of that one box. And it's long gone now, but
So, just a little story. Actually, I didn't mention this before, but I know I mentioned in our introductory video that Haylee was actually the first one who got us one of those winemaking kits. So it's her fault. You just blame her.
You're welcome.
And it was one of those, really simple wine for dummies kind of kit.
Yeah.
Did you taste that wine? Did we let you taste it, or did we just drink it?
You actually pawned off a whole pitcher full of cranberry juice.
Oh, that was the
wine.
first one. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we didn't
Oh,
like
because
it.
we were going on keto.
Yeah, you were going on keto.
We were going on
yeah,
keto.
it was right after
Yeah,
Christmas.
okay.
So we
Yeah.
couldn't drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was one where you actually just used whatever juice you had around the house, and we
had
used
cranberry because it was
left over
Christmas.
for Christmas. Yeah, so I forgot that we gave it to you.
It was good. We enjoyed it.
We gave it to you because of keto. Stupid keto.
That must have been, it was a after Christmas resolution.
Yeah.
What did we do for New Year's?
I think we had given up by New Year's.
Probably. But the cranberry wine was already gone by then,
You know
so you
what's-
couldn't get it back.
The bad thing about keto is you can't really drink this, and we love this. So, yeah. So, this and
Probably-
bread. I love bread too.
It'll be your next invention is keto wine.
Keto wine. Yeah, we could get rich off of that.
Well, you could.
If you could keep it 15% and still have it low carb, that would be a
Well,
thing.
it's the calories that are gonna bite you, right?
No, not on keto. Then you don't care about calories
No, I
on
mean,
keto.
The calories from the alcohol, that's not more carbs.
No, it's carbs. So they make a low carb wine. There's like 3 varieties. They're all gross. No, I'm serious. They're really gross. And they're like,
Not to diss anyone.
I'm not going to tell you the brand. I actually don't recall the brand, but it says specifically on the label low carb. So I bought one once and it was, I think, a Chardonnay or a Pinot Grigio maybe. But so it was like 3 carbs per serving, which really honestly isn't that much different than a regular Chardonnay.
So if you're able to drink just one glass,
Yeah.
it would be
Well,
fine.
yeah, but the
But-
problem is if you read lower on the label, it had like 7% alcohol.
I guess if it tastes bad, then that's easier
It's
to
a
state than just
wine?
the
Yeah.
carbs.
It wasn't sweet. So you expect the sweeter ones sometimes to be
Oh yeah.
lower.
Oh yeah, like
in,
Stella.
yeah. Yeah, like Stella.
Yeah.
It's like what, 7%?
I don't think it's even that high.
6 or 7%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, if we could come up with a low carb, high alcohol wine, I think we'd be doing great.
We'll start working on that.
All right. Okay.
It might taste like wood, but well, should we try this?
Well, wait, I gotta pass out the scoring
Oh,
sheets.
how are we scoring this?
Okay, well, we are using what we are calling the Corgi scale. So we rate 1 to 5 paws, 5 paws being the best, but then if you want to give it extra credit, you can give it a nose too. So that's the best. 5 paws and a nose. And they have wet noses if you've ever felt a Corgi nose. Little cold, wet noses. In fact, maybe I should show you our Corgi. One of our
The
Corgis.
the one that's able to be picked up. 'Cause one of them is too big to be picked up.
Okay. Ooh, you're getting almost
Pippin
big.
and Nori are sisters from different litters and different fathers.
Say hi.
So she took after her father apparently
Hi.
and was very tiny, but Pippin not so much.
That was so mean. Poor Pippin.
Hi. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll let you go. All right, come on.
I can't believe we're this far into the video and we still haven't tasted this.
Sorry, we got off on a story. It's interesting.
Let's try it.
Okay, well, hey, we got a cheers. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Gotta cheers.
Jeez. This one smells a little different.
She's saying different than our whiskey one. Yeah, it's
Okay.
stronger.
It is stronger.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't try it the first time, but compared to the whiskey one,
Yeah. I wouldn't put more in it, I don't think. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
So this has there's almost like a sweetness.
Yeah, underlying, but I think that's because it's young still and it hasn't really had a lot of time to oak yet.
I might be imagining it, but I think I taste the oak. I'm pretty sure there's an oak note.
Well, this one
Where
was
there wasn't on
also
the other one.
lower on the ABV too, right?
Yeah, well,
Well, you added more.
But we added,
so-
yeah,
had
we
more.
added bourbon
was,
to
yeah,
it.
it was 11%. The base wine is 11%. We will give out the recipe for this once we perfect it,
Maybe.
probably. But only if you subscribe.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know if I like it better or worse than the last one.
I like it better. But honestly, I think so. We like the bourbon barrel, like Apothic Inferno is a bourbon barrel. It's a blend though; it's not a Merlot, so it's a little bit different. And then the cabs that we have had that are bourbon barrel are a lot drier. but that's just because of the variety of wine that it is. But I think that the Inferno has more of a bourbon taste than this does right now.
Yeah, it does, probably.
So it could use a little bit more,
It wouldn't hurt it.
but it's good. I mean, I like it.
I like it. Yeah. I think I prefer the first one more. The
Really?
whiskey one. Yeah.
The base wine is good. It's
Yes, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good flavor. And like I said, I think I'm tasting the oak. But it
Yeah.
needs more time.
Yeah, it definitely
We
needs
knew
more
it was
time.
going to.
Needs to age for a bit.
We've got it in our climate controlled. I think we're going to call it a panic room because that just seems to make a lot more sense. Our wine storage fermenting area that is now we just finished a update to it so that it stays 55 degrees. It allows us to store wine in it. It allows us to ferment white wines that like it cooler, and we can always warm up the red wines and whatever that need it warmer. We use a carboy heater,
Yeah.
so it's a good deal for us.
He's calling it the panic room because it's full of alcohol.
Well, it's where I'm going to want to be if somebody breaks into my house. That's all I'm saying.
So we need to stash the guns in there too. Yeah.
Guns. It's kind of growing on me, maybe.
I do like it a lot. And it's definitely better than any store-bought red I've ever had.
Well, should we score it?
So 1 to 5.
1 to
Corgi
5
paws.
corgi paws. And a nose if you really want to add the nose.
So I've got to. Can we do decimals on our 1 to 5?
Sure.
Yeah, you can do. Why not? I mean, not crazy decimals, but a half.
Why not crazy?
It's going to be
I almost feel like I'm gonna-
2.84976.
And what's wrong with that?
Pause. I want to see you draw those.
Okay, so it's got to match what the hydrometer does. It's got to be It's got to be 5.080.
Oh, no, don't make me go through that again. That was a whole science lesson. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
I gave it a 3.5 pause.
Oh. 3.
She gave it a 3.
3.
So-
I'm starting to think I don't know what dog paws look like.
Well, you get an A for effort.
I feel like such an underachiever. And who was the slowest one?
Huh?
Because they had to put the decimal in there.
No,
Oh.
it's because I was talking.
She drew pause.
You know how I am. I get talking and then I don't
I do know.
finish what I'm doing.
Okay, well, I guess it's pretty much
I
3.
think we were pretty unanimous
Bill
on that
agreed,
one.
so it needs more time, and like I said, we knew that it would. We didn't have any illusions of 3 weeks being a finished wine, but it's got definitely a lot of promise, a lot of potential.
Yep.
So, what's our
I guess we'll just call
our
it 3.
combined consensus is it needs more time, and it may need more.
A little more
Do
bourbon.
we want to add a little more bourbon?
Yeah, I think so.
And as we mentioned on the whiskey one, you can put more in, you can't take it out very easily. I probably lost a night of sleep trying to figure out how much before when we got to the point where we were trying to decide how much we were going to put in. And I just decided that it was better to not put enough in than put too much. Because if you put too much in, you may not want to drink it. And who wants to have wine that they spent a lot of time and effort on that you didn't want to drink at the end? So I'm glad that we're where we are.
All right.
So we will put the batch note with our tasting note back on our batch.
Probably make some adjustments and then let it cook some more.
And we are doing 2 more wines tonight, so watch for the video for the chocolate Merlot and the coffee Merlot. We've saved the 2 best, in my opinion, for last. So,
Now you're swaying them. You're swaying the jury.
well,
What the heck?
like I mentioned, I think in the last one, I'm not a big whiskey or specifically bourbon guy. So I am a chocolate guy and I am a coffee guy. So those are the ones I'm looking forward to.
Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click like and subscribe to our channel, and tell them you want to see all of our videos, even if you're lying. That's fine. You'll get notified when we put out new content. We're working on it all the time. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you, Haylee, for joining us, and cheers.